So I was wrong. Uh, a Nintendo Direct did happen. I really didn't think one would happen with everything that they've announced. But yeah, we got one and it was fantastic. The Direct itself, I felt like had great pacing. There were surprises throughout the whole Direct, and it wasn't like previous Directs, and I'm not saying every Direct beforehand was like it, but I felt like in previous Directs, they would show like off with a bang like we did with Fire Emblem Engage. Toothpaste, by the way, that main character just reminds me of toothpaste. But then, previous directs, they would have, a great start game, maybe a few others, and then they would go into, I guess, what you would call their filler part of it, where I think it would lose traction with some of the games that they would show off and people would be uninterested. Kind of how they do their third party title here, not third party title, but their third party titles where it's like, here's a lot of them and, we're not going to talk about them, but here they are. We're going to put up some generic music. We're going to show a little bit of it and that's it. I like how when they did that, it was only for a handful of games this time in this direct instead of, here's 20 of them and we're going to talk about these other 3 games for 10 minutes each. And that's how it's going to be. I felt like that they really gave their time with each of these. The Bayonetta 3, how they said we're going to have a video separate. I didn't even watch that because I'm looking forward to that game. And I really want them to do that, where it's more of this is the content we're providing. If you want more in-depth, here's a different video. You can watch it at your own time. Instead of this is what we're going to show you, and that's all it's about. But yeah, I felt like, we had Fire Emblem Engage, Fatal Frame, the Xenoblade Chronicles 3 DLC. Oddballers looks like a fun multiplayer game. I didn't see that coming at all, but a lot of these games I didn't see. I'm happy we got our first Splatfest. That's coming up. Gear, grub, or fun if you're stranded on a deserted island. I think I'd go gear. Just because I want to survive. I don't know how long grub would last, depending on the food you have. And fun is just, are you going to be there for a while or not? Because, again, gear, in my head, I just want to survive. Octopath Traveler 2 was another great surprise. Theater Rhythm, cool. I don't know how it's going to play on Switch. I don't know if you have to have your Switch and you just use your finger because of the touchscreen, or if you use Joy-Cons, or there's both. But that was a cool surprise. There's going to be a ton of content for that. Mario and Rabbids 2, though, I don't know how to feel about that. I have the first one. I got it on sale, and then I bought the DLC also on sale. The thing that irritates me about that is that they're having the game, and then they have a season pass. With that, I don't know how really that's... I struggle with the season pass because they're not giving us a full game. That's how I always feel. Like, with the Mario and Rabbids, they had Donkey Kong as the DLC, where it's just like, okay, why not have that a separate game and add on to that instead of just making it DLC? Or, you go down a different part of the open world and then it's like, oh, hey, you ran into Donkey Kong. He needs help. Something like that. I struggle with having to pay DLC for a complete game, even though not all DLC is the full game, but I still feel like they're milking it for that. Because, like, honestly, after, that, then we had Nintendo Switch Sports, which they're giving us free updates. So it's like, okay, why does one game give us free updates and the other have to give DLC? That, to me, where it's just like, if it was all on the same page, I would, I guess, be more comfortable with it and being like, I guess I have to buy it. But how some games free DLC, others not. Updates, sorry, not DLC, even though Nintendo Switch Sports is giving us golf. That to me, completely different, and I know that there are 2 different games, but free update is amazing compared to DLC. Yeah. And then, Miyamoto, that was a great reverse troll. I really thought that was amazing. Oh, hey, we're going to talk about the movie. nope, we're going to talk about, our theme parks. Okay, here's Pikmin Bloom. And then Pikmin 4, holy crap. That was a great announcement. I didn't think that would happen. 9 years, almost 10 years after 3, then we get it. Miyamoto 7 years ago saying that it was almost complete, and now we're going to get it in 2023. That took me away from the rest of the direct, honestly. I couldn't focus well. Well, I watched it all, but it was just like, okay, nothing else in my mind can top that. That to me is like a 10 out of 10 for excitement. And then, all those other games that we had, and then the filler, that's how it went in my head. It was just like, okay, cool. When are we really going to get Pikmin 4? What's the release date? I don't know, but we're having it. And that's where my mind went. Kirby's Return to Dreamland remastered. That's cool. A Wii game coming to Switch. I'm fine with that. I don't care. I really don't care in a way that Pikmin 4 is still in my head when I'm watching the rest of it. Honestly, Tears of the Kingdom, it was just like Pikmin 4. That's incredible. Tears of the Kingdom, cool. We knew about that. We're going to get it. It's coming out. We have a release date. That's fantastic. But I think it was just the fact that Pikmin 4 was just, I don't know the whole story behind it. Hopefully we get a story. But just knowing that it might happen and it's not real, and Nintendo never actually stating it was happening, I think that was the biggest thing that, I don't know, was amazing about it. Because, I don't know, I'm excited for Tears of the Kingdom. I really am. But I don't know if I'm not as excited, because from the first trailer to this last trailer, it's been a radical change for what we saw, because, you're underground, Link and Zelda, then you see Ganondorf come out, and then he's whole again as his humanoid self, the Gerudo version of Ganondorf. But then now, the trailer before and this trailer, you're above ground, and you're going on various islands in the sky. I don't know. I hope we get both. Or if, I don't know. It's weird to me how they've gone through that radical change and not mentioned it. But we're not going to have E3 filled with that. If we have E3 for 2023, but we'll probably have a Nintendo Direct talking about it, and then a Treehouse, because it's a massive game. It looks massive. It was a fantastic Direct. I don't know. I'm looking forward to Pikmin 4. That's really the base of all of this. That's it. Until next time.